I am Victor Huerta, and on today's real estate show, is buying a house on your radar for 2020 as a first-time home buyer? Well, I got some important tips and facts for you if you're thinking about purchasing a house in 2020, because we have so much movement in the market as far as lending, as far as housing shortage, as far as interest rates, as far as the virus. So come on back and I'll give you all those tips right now. So let's go.
This is where they go for the real estate info. I'm here to lead and help you succeed. One thing that you'll learn about me is I'm on a mission to get the knowledge to the world when making decisions and buying and selling real estate.
Victor Huerta.
Remember my name.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. So if you are thinking about purchasing a house as a first-time home buyer and it's in your radar or within reach, well, I have some great tips for you. So let's get right into this and let's start off with mortgage lending. Okay, let's start with mortgage lending. Mortgage lending, okay, your loan officer, your mortgage lender, whoever you're gonna use, is getting a home loan is going to be a little bit more difficult than it was in the past. Now, check this out. Okay, we have credit scores that have risen where more lenders are being more strict on FICO scores, which is your credit score. Okay, we used to go down to as 580 credit score. My lender used to go down to 580 FICO, even 550 FICO, which is your credit score. Now you're going to need at least a 580 for some loans, and they're still hard to get. We still can get them at 580 credit score, 580 FICO, but you have to have some good debt to income ratio. You have to have some great income. It's going to be a good rate, not a great rate. Okay, so if you're coming below a 640 credit score, you're not going to get a great rate. Okay, it's just a reflection on your credit score. Now, 640 is pretty much the minimum right now as far as getting any kind of down payment assistance. If you're looking for down payment assistance to purchase your house, where we still have programs with my preferred lender, it's not going to happen. So if you don't have a 640, there's no way we can get you the down payment assistance. It's just not going to work. So we have to get you into our preferred lender to help you build your credit to a 640. It could take 90 days, it could take 6 months, or it could take up to a year to 2 years. So you have to weigh your options if you're in the buffer of 640 to 580 FICO, where you can go FHA financing and purchase now while rates are low, or you want to wait it out to get the down payment assistance. Debt to income ratio, okay, number 2 in the lending spot, is that has actually decreased, where debt to income ratio could go all the way up to like 51, 55%. We're ranging in the mid 40s. Some programs are still in the high 40s, but that has changed totally. Okay, so your debt to versus your income has to be pretty low. Okay, they're gonna scrutinize you. Okay, don't take it personal as a first-time home buyer. It's just that the virus has changed the lending industry and the underwriting for your home loan. So just take a step back, breathe, and you're not getting scrutinized as a individual. Every person who's getting a home loan is going to be scrutinized with income, debt, credit score, income verification, and employment verification. So your lender is going to ask you for updated pay stubs, W-2s, 401k statements, savings statements, updated pay stubs, updated pay stubs, updated pay stubs. They're gonna scrutinize you through the entire transaction. And just remember, it's not just about you, it's just about the packaging of the loan to make sure you're not going to get foreclosed on, or you're not gonna go into forbearance or have to short sell, and they're gonna have to sell that package to a bank. So they have to really scrutinize your financials in order to get you that loan. So number 1 is the lending is changing, okay? So be ready mindfully and with all your documents and your paperwork, because it's gonna be difficult buying a house. I'm not gonna kid you. It's going to be difficult, but if it's in your radar, you still have a great opportunity, and I'm gonna tell you why on the next couple tips. Okay, let's get into the interest rates versus 2008. So in 2008, the rates were based at about 6.5%. And then also you had all the funny loans, right? You had the ARM loans, the 5, the 7, 10. You had balloons where after those terms of the years, the loan was called due. So payments were roughly like $1,200 at 6.5%. And people were just writing that, okay? It was cool. But then once those loans came due, those payments went up to $1,800, $2,500, $3,000 a month, and people couldn't afford their loans anymore and they couldn't refinance. So that's why the market had crashed. Now we're sitting in the mid threes. Okay, we had just had a buyer close at 3.25%, but they were at like a 785 FICO, almost 800. We still can get rates like that for you as a home buyer with our preferred lender. So you're gonna be in the mid threes to mid fours, which is still a great rate. Okay, here in Arizona, home prices are still affordable because the rates are so low. So if you're thinking about buying a house and it's in your radar for 2020, make sure you're working with a top-notch team. I'm not gonna kid you. A great real estate agent, a great lender, and a great title rep. Okay, you have to have a great team. Your real estate agent has to have a great team in their palm of their hand to get you your best loan options. Okay, so that's another good point if you're thinking about buying your house and it's in your radar in 2020 is rates are still low. Housing inventory is increasing very slightly and Arizona is still very, very affordable. All right, so tip number 3, if buying a house is in your radar for a first-time home buyer, let's get into the inventory. Okay, I just checked the inventory today. We are at 11,000 listings. These are actual homes for sale. This is not condos or townhomes. These are actual single-family houses. Okay, so listings are increasing a little bit, but hold on. You may say like, well, the housing market is going to crash. Well, remember, housing is local. Okay, you have to go to your local city. You see, we live in Phoenix, Arizona, so you got to dial it down to the locals like Gilbert, Chandler, Avondale, Buckeye, whatever city you're looking at, you got to look at that individual city. Now, the overall Maricopa County, which is Phoenix, Arizona, right, is 30,000 listings. Okay, 30,000 listings is a balanced market. We are at 11,000, even with the virus. So we are still in a seller's market. Now, what we are seeing though is the homes that are actually on the market is prices are starting to decrease. Sellers have finally said, okay, the virus is here. Lending is getting stricter. We were asking for a certain price point. We know we're probably not going to get it, so we still want to sell our house because sellers still got to go wherever they got to go. Okay, and not only that is a lot of the iBuyers left the market. Okay, Zillow, Opendoor, Redfin, all those corporations who were funded by Wall Street money, they said stop. They backed out. They actually had contracts under homes that they were buying from sellers. They pulled out and left them hanging. So those sellers now had to hire real estate agents like us to put their house on the market and try to find buyers. So those prices are decreasing slowly. So you have the opportunity, if it's on your radar to purchase a house in 2020, to get a house. Okay, prices are decreasing, but you're not going to get a steal of a deal yet. Okay, we're not in a balanced market. We're not in a buyer's market. We are still in a seller's market. So just be mindful of that when you're out there shopping for your house. All right, the other tip I have for you if buying a house is on your radar for 2020 is stop looking at your first home as a investment home. And you're probably thinking, well, that's like a catch-22, Victor. You always got to look at it as an investment. Well, yes, but you're not an investor yet, okay? When I bought my first house, it was to live in, okay? You're probably gonna live in that house for 3, 5, or 7 years. So in that time frame, you're gonna gain equity. So you're already buying it as an investment purpose anyways, right? Because you're either gonna outgrow it, sell it, and buy another house, or you're gonna keep it, rent it, and then buy another house, or you're gonna keep it, refinance it, and update it, put a pool, etc. in that house. So you're already buying it as a investment. So stop looking at your first house as like, I gotta buy it at a good price. I gotta buy it at a discounted price because I'm looking at it as investment long term. You're renting right now. Your first house should be bought to live in. Okay, that's where you're gonna gain some money. Remember, you buy real estate and wait. You don't wait to buy real estate. Okay, that is the number one rule is you buy real estate and wait. You got to think about it this, is a person who bought land, they bought the piece of land because they're not making more of it, right? And they waited 15, 20, 30, 100 years in order to make a profit. You're going to make a profit if you buy the house at the right terms, right? At the right time, right? But if you're still waiting for a housing market crash, what happens if lending goes away, they get stricter, and you can't qualify? Well, you're still renting. And you got to do the math in the long term as far as renting and then buying. What are you going to gain as far as pros and cons in renting? And what are you going to gain as far as buying and pros and cons? So remember, you buy real estate and wait. You never wait to buy real estate. So stop looking at it so much as an investment, okay? Because you're investing in yourself and your family and buying a house. So buy your house to live in and you're going to be okay. So I hope you enjoyed these tips if buying a house is in your radar for 2020 as a first-time home buyer. Once again, I am Victor Huerta, local real estate agent here in the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. Now, please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, because I am just bringing some home buyer tips, home seller tips, the Phoenix real estate market updates, so you can be mindful when you think about buying, selling, or investing in some real estate. We'll see you on the next video. If you have any questions, email me at victor@freeagentproperties.com. Again, that email address is victor@freeagentproperties.com, where we release new videos each week on home buyer tips, home seller tips, the Phoenix housing market updates, so you can be mindful when you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. We will talk to you soon.